Liza, we were just talking about this in the context of a frenzy of money from government to support the chip industry. But meanwhile, Biden's trying to push back EVs coming to China, trying to push back solar coming to China, from China to the US. Is that really got any bite to it? It seems more like bark right now.
Good morning, Caroline. Ed, great to be on with you. Yes, no, this is a really strong move from the Biden administration. As you noted, the reports are saying that they are thinking of quadrupling the tariff rate on Chinese EVs. As we know, China has rocketed to become the top producer of EVs in just the last few years. They struggled for a long time to build a competitive auto export industry, and now they have gotten there with EVs. So currently, U.S. automakers are insulated by the existing Trump-era tariffs, which are about 27.5%. But clearly, the Biden administration is concerned that going forward, China could use its dumping strategy to underprice U.S. automakers and flood the market, as they are already doing in Europe and elsewhere.
Liza, good morning. It's Ed in San Francisco. So as you point out, sources say that the EV tariff would rise to 102.5%. But based on what you just said, I don't get it. I checked, OK, and there are 4 China-made EVs that retail in this country at incredibly small volumes. Polestar 2 and 4, the new Lotus that's coming, and the Volvo EX30. But what's the point in the tariff if those are the only 4 models available and they only sell in very small numbers?
The Biden administration is trying to get ahead of the flood. So as you noted, right now, we are insulated. American consumers are, by and large, not buying Chinese EVs. They're not coming into our market, but I think they see the writing on the wall. German automakers are under threat. Europe is importing these things. They're going into Japan. They're going in elsewhere, threatening other global automakers. So if the Biden administration wants to give the IRA subsidies, the Inflation Reduction Act subsidies, which, of course, incentivize green tech production here in the United States, I think the administration wants to give these incentives a fighting chance so that we can retain an auto industry here in the United States as the world transitions to EVs. So it's actually a good time to raise the tariffs because it won't directly impact people's pocketbooks because, as you noted, Americans are not yet buying Chinese EVs.
And yet, Liza, you know, when you're thinking about special competitiveness in particular, this is the project that you focus in on, all of this is undermining ultimately the efficiency of global trade. Subsidies here, tariffs there, all of it will sort of disintermediating what should be just the natural flow of things. Is this what is necessary, ultimately, from your perspective, to ensure that US does remain competitive when it comes to key industries?
There has been this national debate over efficiency versus resilience. And the lesson from COVID, from Russia's invasion of Ukraine, from these other global supply chain crises we've had in the last few years is that efficiency, economic efficiency, is not the only thing we need to think about as a nation. And so there's been increasing discussions of resiliency and what steps do we need to take as a nation to make sure that we continue to build emerging technologies here in the United States. We have suffered from massive deindustrialization over the last several decades as we've outsourced the production of our technology to East Asia, especially China. So now there's a national conversation about looking ahead. We want to make sure we're able to build some of these emerging technologies here in the United States, not only design them, but build them, because that's essential to our long-term growth in productivity, as well as our national security, making sure we can make things here at home.